have a small question to ask. Someone is blocking
So let me make this one point real fast. The issue you face is that I can point to stories like this. I can point to a lot of other stories where people are actually saying there's not primary sources, and there is primary sources. And when people put anonymate, like they don't actually have a name that goes with it, it's really easy to say these things without actually having to prove it. And we can go over and over these things. So your idea that credibility has to do with an organization, I can show you time and time again, organizations have lost their credibility, but you're telling me I should take the credibility because it fits your point. The issue you face, I think Daniel puts this perfectly, is that this still does not give us an official source. This is just anonymous quotes that people are using, and they're just re-verifying through whatever means. So your own thing.
I don't know what you would deem as an official. Seriously, this is.
Go take a journalism class. Go take a journalism class.
I'm literally speechless.
You should be speechless because you do not understand what a primary source is.
No, the thing is that you actually think that you know better than everybody who's a professional on this. I don't know how to deal with this. This is in a parallel world.
I'm sorry, people. Someone who is blocking Norm. We know who you are.
This isn't your room, Jason. This isn't your room.
Move down.
Jason, this isn't your room, and they're obviously not going to move down. So, why are you keep fighting this?
Well, who's himself? Who's saying?
No, because I'm controlled by the Jews, and I need to do what the Jews tell me.
Man up and be your own.
So, you need to go down.
I don't have him blocked.
No, it's probably Michelle. I don't know why you're assuming that.
Michelle, you have.
You can just leave it alone, Jason.
Michelle, come on. Unblock Norm.
It's okay, I'll leave.
Happy, Jason.
I'm not saying that what you're saying is completely wrong, but I'm trying to explain to you that their skepticism comes from the malfeasance of journalism over the last 50 years.
I'm all for skepticism and critical thinking, but this is not it.
This is not even what we're talking about. Like, this isn't even what we're talking about. You guys asked her a blatant question. Where in this article, she reads the article, she points it out.
She asked a question about organizations and why we don't trust them.
That's not even what we're talking about.
No, she did.
Philip, you do realize that I literally contacted the journalist who wrote the article that we spoke about yesterday and got from his exact words, and that is not enough.
So then put it on.
I mean, at what point do you believe that other people have the capacity for judgment that are not you?
And prove it. Prove it.
I offered to send Daniel the screenshots.
No, prove it to me.
Do you read Hebrew?
Sure. It's really easy to translate Hebrew. There's something called Google Translate. Go ahead and send it.
Okay, you know what? I actually don't try. No, to be honest, I'm more than happy.
You gotta protect your anonymous sources.
I'm more than happy to send it to Daniel. I honestly don't. No, I honestly don't trust you. I trust Daniel.
Right.
So
I'm being honest with you, dude. I don't know you. I don't trust you. This is sensitive. If you want, I'm more than happy to send it to Daniel or to Buttercup. You, I don't trust. I'm being genuine. Daniel and I don't exactly like each other, but I do trust him with something like this.
Why should I trust you? And why should I trust you?
You don't have to trust him.
You can't trust her.
Okay, she says don't trust her.
Don't trust me. I offered to give my proof to somebody that I do trust. I offered it before you even asked it. I offered it to Daniel the first minute I got it. I offered to send him the screenshots. I have no problem. You, I don't trust.
Let's just move on. Doesn't matter anyway. Nothing she says is trustworthy.
Oh, God. No.
According to her, at least. If we want to take her at her word, we should not trust her.
I agree. She's right about that.
I don't necessarily agree with her.
Phew, we got rid of her. Yeah, she's terrible. She's
How dare you?
How dare you?
But again, that Desert Rose. This was just a crazy discussion because, Philip specifically asked her where in the article. She reads the article, and then he moves the goalpost and goes to. Philip moved the goalpost. Tonight I want to speak. Well, why don't you tell me what was the subject matter of the conversation we were having? The subject matter was that you guys were disputing whether or not the sources are credible or not, and as a result, she's saying, "Listen, this is what I'm reading. what are you guys reading? And then you guys are asking, but what's the source? What's the source? And she can't give you a source. And then he goes and she says, well, what's the in the past we have this thing with Hunter Biden and other things. It's like, okay, but that's not even what we're talking about.
You would say the topic we're discussing is whether or not there exists enough information within the published article for us to rely upon the source for the information published in the article, right?
Okay, stop muting. No, hold on.
And M is not giving us enough information where we feel satisfied about the attribution for the information in the source.
I agree with you. I'm just saying.
So then, is it good reporting or isn't it?
No, it's not. Obviously, it's not good reporting.
Obviously, bad reporting.
But this is not the story.
But Emerose disagrees. She says it's great reporting. But now we're at the argument.
Can you stop muting whoever's doing this?
I don't know who's doing that, but please stop.
You said you either control your room because these people keep muting.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Philip was steering us in a completely different direction.
Simon, you missed the whole beginning because this started with another article, the original one yesterday from Haaretz, which they disputed. I actually understood their argument. I went to the actual journalist, asked him, what is this? Where is this coming from? He gave me a response saying this is from an IDF officer, an official briefing. I offered to send Daniel the screenshot of that correspondence so he can see for himself. That, however, was not enough. And even though I brought a second screenshot, what I said, it's still not enough. And you still think that and even though BBC, New York Times, CNN, Reuters, all these quoted the same sources, the two sources that I brought, you still think this is not true. You still demand
Incorrect. No one is asserting the lack of truth of the article. People are only disputing whether or not there is any adequate attribution in the article to a verified source. And unfortunately, we keep getting a no.
It was reported that the IDF acknowledges the Hamas numbers.
Say what?
Wait, what?
The point is that both articles are saying that the IDF accepts the Hamas numbers.
I can't hear what
This is and now what we're doing here is breaking this into tiny little pieces to somehow show that the
evaluating the information being presented to us like a critical reader, right?
Again, there are two different.
This is critical reading, correct?
No.
Do we read it charitably or critically? Pick one.
Fine. You have two sources.
Or criticism.
You're impossible. You have two sources. Do you accept the fact that the IDF said they acknowledge Hamas numbers or not?
The IDF didn't say that.
That's the problem. That you're trying to prove to you.
The article said the IDF didn't say it, right?
Simon,
that's part of the article.
Well, we've agreed on the number for quite a long time.
The article she read out loud, I mean, it did say that though. But now we're asking
have a copy of the article.
The IDF acknowledge that, and then when you're who it actually is, you cannot give
because it was not given to me.
Nobody in the IDF.
Military correspondence.
Anonymous sources.
No, but again,
very suspicious.
When you read an article and you say this is like the IDF, the general organization is saying this, they are accepting this. And then we ask, okay, well, who in the organization? And you say, well, I don't know. It's like, okay,
and then what did I do? Then what did I do? I went and I
spoke with a journalist.
Yes, I did.
Who had a text message exchange with you and assured you it was a good source.
He said, please, this is exhausting. Simon, then I accepted that claim. So I went ahead and I sent Daniel multiple screenshots that are exemplifying that this is the type of jargon that is used here on a regular basis, including two articles that came out today from two different outlets using the same type of jargon. The IDF informed no attribution to a specific personnel, no quotations.
Name of the representative from the IDF, but you don't have any of that because the record is bad.
The problem specifically
Can I see the article?
Can I just
You guys
somehow
have the
speak
article?
just to you? Like, just
do you have the legal
Simon?
to everyone,
Is it possible?
Nothing you've
is it
said has
possible
been
just for me and
unheard by
Simon to have a
us.
conversation?
It shouldn't
Do you have a link to the article?
I mean, if she wants to post it, but in
Could you post it for me?
like good,
Yeah, which
good
article? Which one?
journalism, it shouldn't be.
Post it for me. If you have it, have you all? Where did you all see this article?
I don't know. She's just reading this, but let me just ask.
I want to see the article.
Okay, well, we
It's
haven't
useless
seen it.
to have it.
We haven't.
So nobody's seen it, so we're trusting
I
her.
posted it in
No,
the
but I mean,
comments.
I'll
And I DM'd it to Daniel a while
it's in the
ago.
Times of Israel.
Can I ask a question? Why is it under the conditions? Why did it mention that it's under the condition of anonymity, which I didn't say in any of the articles that you said? Why is it anonymous specifically?
I don't know.
and
Daniel, I don't know. I have no idea. That's what it said. No, it might be, but it's still
It's
what's
interesting to know, no?
reported. And yes, Daniel, this is how reporting
Yes,
works.
it's reported.
There are journalistic ethical guidelines that journalists are aware of, and they work within them. This
But you
is
said
why
it was an official briefing.
trust. Again, this is exactly
We don't have the
first of
briefing,
all,
we don't have the name
I
of the guy that
quoted
officially
what was
briefs
told
everyone.
me, and then I found the Times of article, and I agree with you that there's a discrepancy. There's a discrepancy there
Bad
in
reporting.
the wording. But what
I mean, here we are talking for hours, not able to figure out what the IDF
what we
thinks.
have to agree on at this point that it's more likely than not that this information is correct, because all the things that we have talked
What
about,
information exactly?
I'm pretty convinced that the people in BBC and New York Times know better than us how to take it seriously.
Sufficient information. Passive information.
Is there some place that has some kind of gravitas in your perception that will make you go, aha, I read what you
said anything I knew. Next time I'll turn you into a new
Go ahead, tell me whatever you want. I don't care at all.
So
I missed you.
I need to say this is
I did.
this is something give an example of another article you read in the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, that I don't know, that you found interesting enough to look into. Like, I'm trying to understand what's your benchmark. What type of information that you come across makes you go, aha, I might want to check this out more because this might be accurate. I'm trying to understand what are your green flags for empirical information.
Red flags.
For truth. No, I'm actually looking for the green flags.
Oh, my green, I'll tell you, my green flags are a lack of red flags.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what it
There
is.
is
You
no.
have to- you can't just read one
This
article.
article has red flags,
Okay,
Em.
so you're asking for the impossible.
Yes, that's
What do you-
correct. That's your interpretation of what I just said.
So there is no reliable source. You think that it's
Correct. Ever vigilant,
100%
ever critical,
No,
lack of red flags, maybe it's true.
This is preposterous.
Everyone
All you're saying-
choice. Simon, go ahead.
yeah, like the disagreement we're having is that I'm saying that I will take in all of the information and then have to sift through pieces and say, well, okay, this information contradicts that, so then I'm gonna have to go and dig deeper and see which piece of information is actually accurate. So it's not about you read one article
Simon,
and you take some authority that has a good track
I
record.
understand. Okay, so please explain to me.
But in the case of yesterday's article, it was all the sources out there where it was Haaretz or it was the Times of Israel or it was all one. All of them were saying all of them were saying the same thing. The IDF confirmed. So they were not contradicting each other. They were just making a statement that seemed a little bit shallow. And that is what triggered our red flag to say, okay, where are these they getting these from? And this is when Daniel started looking for more information that we didn't find.
Again, but Isa, at the same time, at what point do we accept the fact that if the entire news world seems to think this is reliable information, that we got to the point that we argued about quotation marks? That was the level.
That is
so.
Yeah,
I'm
I
asking,
know, but
help me understand something else. What the fuck constitutes a reliable source in you people's eyes?
Well,
it's not entertainment.
Not your answer. And you tell me the answer to your question. I just answered it, Em.
Hold on.
What gives me the green light to accept?
Rick said Isa is the mod.
Source
So
would
am I.
be, for example, the idea this guy is showing his face and he's making a statement where everybody has got visible evidence or an official statement from the IDF. Now, I get what you're saying, Em. Your source is trustworthy to you, but you need to understand that for some people, for most people, if they don't see it, they don't believe it.
Okay, so let me elaborate on that, because my source is the literal journalist that wrote the article. The same journalist that has just won the Sokolov Award for Journalism, which is a very Zionist award. Not exactly, my kind of thing, but we have to attribute some sort of gravitas. Yes, the things like journalistic awards, like professional journalism, like professional ethics. Like we have just to assume that that New York Times has more credibility than, I don't know, some tabloid or something. There's a reason for that.
Do you know what a logical fallacy is?
Hold on, Simon. What we're seeing in today's world is that not long ago, let's say 1 or 2 months ago, the BBC was caught in manipulating some videos of January the 6th, transforming what Trump said to what they said he said. And they manipulated that. Would you say that, hold on, Norm, I don't need you to confirm me.
Yeah,
you say, no, I don't need you, so please don't interrupt.
Not interrupting.
Okay, Isa, for the sake of the argument, let's scratch the BBC.
You would say, no, but...
No, so I'm saying for the sake of the argument, I'll hold up your high bar.
You are interrupting Isa. You are interrupting Isa.
I'm saying that the BBC, I'm giving you the example of the BBC just because they are as big and as trustworthy and they have a very big reputation, just as like the other sources you're mentioning. So when these people are making these type of errors, then who is to say that the rest of the people are not also doing that when supposedly the BBC is holding to the high standards of ethics?
Okay, so first of all, if we want, we can go by the doctrine that completely scratches out the BBC, even though I don't think it's right. I actually think that the fact that they came up publicly, admitted it, and I think that makes them even more reliable because nothing is perfect. And there are always, hold on, no, and there are always mistakes, right? But there is at some point, the amount of evidence that are against your claim, and in this case, right, not specifically you, but when everyone else, so we can scratch the BBC, now you have to explain to me why everyone else is also unreliable. So where does it end? And eventually it puts us in a place where everybody has hold on. And it puts us in a place where everybody has an authority of their own subjective reality, and that is no way to conduct in society. The sky is not for all. There's only male and female, and two does not equal 5. Like, facts are just facts.
Okay.
And so at what point And so what constitutes a reliable source?
Okay, so I'm gonna respond to you.
Source of the hearsay.
I just want to say
Can you just explain to
one word. Accountability.
please?
Accountability. Missing this something.
So but the responsibility, well, lies of course in the journalist, but also in the reader. So yeah, you are right in saying that it will be subjective for everyone to decide what is a reliable source, and that is actually what a responsible individual would do. They should ask questions until there is no more questions to be asked, because they always are led to the exact same facts. So people questioning your source, I'm not saying, like, I don't know your source. Maybe it is the most ethical person. I am not saying he isn't. But the fact is that he is just a person that is saying something. In the end, it's hearsay. So
no. So hold on. I want to stop on this.
You were just interrupting Isa.
First of all, hold on.
You were just interrupting Isa.
Can we have a conversation?
You were
We're
interrupting.
two women. We're two adult women. We can have a
You were
conversation.
interrupting
Jason,
Isa.
just let her, because I have nothing to do, and she is interjecting, not interrupting.
That's how you have a conversation. So
It's okay. Go
my
ahead.
point is, Isa, Daniel mentioned accountability. Journalists, if they, let's say that he published this and he did not do his due diligence, he was completely sloppy in checking his source, and this ends up being reviewed, he will lose his professional ability, right? He will lose his livelihood. So there is a level, well, hold on. So there is a level of accountability here. Same, by the way, goes to the publication, because they also have
Also the IDF that doesn't attach its name to this article.
substantial amount of accountability.
Oh my God! Everybody, shut up.
Enough. Jesus, I swear to God, man.
No, guys, you need to get this under control. Get under control right now. Okay, Andre, get under control. Zach, get under control. Okay. Isa
Can I
wants
finish
M
my
to
argument?
finish. Isa wants M to finish, and Isa is in charge of this room. Okay, so we are doing what Isa wants. Now go ahead, M.
Wow.
Okay, thank you. Wow, that was impressive. So, Isa, the last thing I said, you spoke about, you don't know my source, he might be the most reliable person on earth. So first of all, long-term journalist, very respectable in Israel, works for a very respectable publication. If he fucks up to this level, he literally loses his entire livelihood. Adding to that, and this is what I tried to point out, he just won the Sokolov Journalism Award. I think that also gives it some gravitas to the whole thing. I'm trying to establish what is a level of credibility that we can say this professional person has personal accountability to keep his livelihood.
Okay.
Right? This is how
Maybe
it's
to you, this is, I mean, like, everybody has got different parameters on they trust someone or not. Now, what I can tell you is that there have been many instances, like even, for example, in the US with very famous journalists, like Don Lemon, for example. He's a reporter on TV. He has lied so many times, and yet he's still on TV, allowed to be transmit the news and transmit his opinion. So yes, even though his reputation was damaged to a portion of the population, another portion of the population keeps supporting him, and he is allowed and able to keep putting his opinion out there. Now, in terms of the in terms of the awards, I agree with you that this would be, in a normal world, this would be a certification of trust and whatever, right? And or of good quality. But we have seen, even in the US, with the Association of the Press, that they give each other awards. Like, this is like a cartel of media. It's not really independent media. A lot of journalists are being subsidized by either terrorist groups or terrorist, like organizations, or even political countries that want to have interference in the political aspects of other countries.
Okay.
That is the case with Russia, with Qatar, and with others.
Hold on. So now, let's say you said all of this and we were talking about a specific reporter and a specific outlet. However, we have two more reporters from two different outlets saying completely the same, saying the exact same thing. Are they also compromised? Or the outlets
they're not saying the exact same thing. They use different verbs.
Two said the exact same thing.
No, different verbs. Different verbs. One I don't remember what. And this is why I asked for the quote of
exactly. But the bottom line is the same.
One sentence before you jump in.
Okay, Daniel, you got them. Everybody else, please. Just respect the turn.
One last sentence. And if they want to stay under anonymity, that's fine. I just want to have the exact quote of what the idea said.
Okay, so
The reason why, one last thing, Daniel, I'm going to mute up because I need to put the supermarket things in that fridge. The one last thing to what Daniel just said, because you also made reference to it when I came back in the room. And you said we get to a point of discussing quotations. Well, this is how you hold someone accountable. Because if I told you today, these sources are bad because I spoke with an IDF official and he told me that that's not true. I mean, I am the source. I can say that I am not lying. So this is how you hold people accountable. When you ask for some evidence or at least to put in the table something that would risk the reputation. Because if your source gives you a direct quote, you're giving him the accountability or you're making him accountable. And at the same time, oh my God. Okay, everybody say goodbye to Bibi. Remove from room. I already had enough with you. So if he knows that he's going to be asked for evidence, he is going to be more strict with the person, whoever it is, from the idea when they gave him that information. So it's a chain of accountability.
So it's becoming so meta.
Can I
Well,
Lisa, we need to give other people a chance, and Andre has been trying for a long time. I really think it's fair to give Andre a chance. What do you think, Issa?
Thank you, Chris. So it's becoming so meta. It's becoming irrelevant. Okay, so we're talking about specific words that are used in the articles. That's irrelevant. What Daniel and Issa both referencing to is called news laundering. It's when news outlets that had been shown on numerous occasions, when they quote each other in a circle. Basically what happens is CNN quotes MSNBC, MSNBC quotes BBC, and BBC quotes CNN. So it becomes the same recycled news. Secondly, when you say that, well, just to give themselves credibility. Secondly, it has been a trend in the United States and Great Britain and in all the Western-oriented countries that the narrative became the most ideologically driven. It has been stated by numerous journalists openly that the ends justify the means. They cannot be held accountable and credible because that is the approach that they're approaching from the social justice lens. That's what eroded New York Times. That's what eroded Washington Post.
So again, there is no one reliable news outlet.
BBC.
We need to let Andre say something, okay?
Yes, thank you. And so when you are bringing a source that says IDF accept those numbers, if the only source that you have is some article or journalist that says that there is a credible source in IDF that told them that is not a credible information. That is hearsay. So for now, we're just discussing whether hearsay is credible or not. And hearsay is not credible.
Okay, first of all, it's not one, it's three. There are three different reporters reporting the exact same thing.
It doesn't matter the amount of people if you have
Repeated hearsay is
There
still.
will never be any. That's not how it works here.
But you realize I can't accept information if I don't have the actual.
Okay, but I gave you.
It's just hearsay.
I tried
Nobody
to give.
says in a murder trial,
Simon.
well, Your Honor, we don't really know who it is.
But Simon, you're applying standards that are not journalistic standards. Okay, a murder trial is not the same thing as journalism.
Hearsay is hearsay. It doesn't matter where it's from.
This is simple.
Anonymous sources always leak for political reasons. It's why they leak anonymously. It's because of the political risk or peril.
It doesn't make it not true.
Let's let
El Normo say a full statement. Okay. That's how whistleblowers are born, remember?
Let's let El Normo have a full statement. Thank you.
As a working journalist, I can swear to you, I can assure you, I can tell you with absolute confidence that when anonymous sources leak information, they're doing it for their own political advantage and nothing else. If it weren't for that, then they would not be.
Like for Golden Age magazine?
So use your intelligence for 1 second, use your judgment, and figure out why was it anonymous? What was the point of them leaking this story? They leaked it in order to achieve a goal.
It was
that goal. Sure, it's anonymous. That's a leak by definition. But that's why that's the definition of an anonymous source. It's a leak. So they do this in order to achieve their political goals. And you can bet that their political goal is to make the Netanyahu government look bad, because that's the characteristic of the times of Israel. So the credibility is approaching zero. They're giving you information that they want to affect the political agenda. End of story.
Okay, of course they do.
What you said, it's true.
I know.
It doesn't mean, hold on. I'm not finished saying what I think it's true. So what you said is true about it. It doesn't mean that it's not true. I agree with you. The only thing it means is that I cannot take it as the final truth.
Unreliable.
There is no evidence.
No, but you still have to admit. But hold on,
you still have. What I would agree with you is that I still have a big question mark on this thing. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, especially because the IDF has not come out and denied this statement. So until that happens, I'm gonna think that there is a possibility that it is true, but I cannot take it. I would be at fault of taking it as the final truth without any evidence.
That I can somehow understand, even though I think that there's overwhelming evidence to the fact that it's correct. But I understand, and I would respect your skepticism.
I am underwhelmed.
Let's let him have a response. Let's let him have a.
Okay, everybody, hold on. Norm, don't interrupt. Thank you, Em, because I think that is right now a little bit of a middle ground where you are understanding the other side of the argument. I get it that you're not going to give 100% to it, but yeah, there's somewhere in the middle. This is how some people's brains work.
Okay,
now I appreciate that you understand it.
Thank you, but I want to emphasize something. I understand and respect skepticism. I think it's brilliant that people don't take everything as face value. However, I think sometimes it's over too much. I do want to emphasize we have 3 different reporters roughly saying the same thing in different phrasing. All of them from respectable outlets. None of them have any record of any.
All of them with the same political.
Normo, please let her say something.
Oh my God, you are brilliant, by the way.
All of them with the same political.
Normo, please. Normo, please. Stop for a second.
Okay, and so I think that 3 different reporters, journalists that work for respectable outlets, are very experienced, don't have a stain at their record. Doesn't mean that they're 100% reliable, but that's still some, let's say, a little bit of more weight on the balance. And when you add to that the fact that other respectable outlets, international outlets, have also felt comfortable enough to quote them, and what you just mentioned, which is a brilliant point that I actually never thought of, IDF never actually came against it, never said anything to contradict it, never actually responded to it. When you add all that, okay, there's room for skepticism, but now I'm asking you, what will make you feel as if, okay, let's say we can never get the name of the source. Is there anything else that will make you say, okay, guys, like, we can't argue with this anymore?
If I may, I haven't said anything, and I would like to say something.
Just one sentence.
I'm white. I want to say something.
The quote, not the name.
And I would say nothing will do that. It is an anonymous source. It's one of those things we'll never know. Okay? I mean, even if it's not quote unquote a leak, it is dubious just because it's an anonymous source. Maybe the reporters are reporting the same anonymous source. Maybe the reporters got it from each other. Okay, you don't know. We don't know, and it is doubtful simply because it's an anonymous source. Even if it's like, forget about the reporter's credibility. The reporter may be credibly reporting that someone anonymously told them this. That doesn't make it true. It's not something you can ever follow up on.
So,
No one will ever be held accountable. I have respected everyone here, and now the respect needs to be shown to me. Okay, and that's just rational. It's not about the credibility of the reporter or the outlet, although that can be questioned too. They may have their reasons, but this is something that, okay, it's reported. You take it as a data point, but you can only put so much weight on it. And I think it's very honest to say, well, I can't be sure hearing something like this. You can't be sure it's not true, but that doesn't mean you can be sure it is true. And that's life sometimes.
So I want to just say one thing. Ambrose, it's okay that they will stay with the anonymity. What I would like is the quote itself. That is it, because at the end, they said different things with different words.
That's okay, Daniel. I'm not going to ask you because that's rude enough. No, that's rude. I'm not going to do that.
So it's okay. You don't need to ask. But I'm just saying that we don't need to only have the name, but we can also agree that we cannot say that the IDF officially said so. And the way that it's been used already on Twitter, that they use this quote, this statement from Arendt as an official admission of the IDF. And this is how it's being
Question. Daniel, did you see how Yoav Zaytoun phrased it?
As beliefs, did you use the word beliefs?
No.
I don't know.
I think he was very blunt. Fuck, where is it? I just had it in front of me.
But he can say like someone in the idea.
Wait. He said it. He did like a 8-point text. Point number 6. בצה"ל מעריכים כ-70,000 עזתים נהרגו במלחמה ועובדים על פילוח בין מחבלים לבלתי מעורבים. That's the way he phrased it.
Semantics in this case are irrelevant, and also I would like to point out that it's called argument from popularity.
Okay, I just want to say I have something to say, Jason. If I can stay, I'm just asking, Jason.
This is a little bit tough here, but go ahead, Andre, and then we'll go back to you.
So it's also called appeal to the numbers. It's a fallacy. It's an actual fallacy. When people say just because so many people say something, it must be true. They cannot be wrong just because of the number of reports or number of the people that say that is false. There is, a classic example of, at some point in time, people believed that the Earth was flat. Mostly, it was majority of the people who believed it, but that did not change the reality. So appealing to numbers in this case is irrelevant.
Can I, Jason?
Yeah, please go ahead, please.
Thank you. So you spoke about anonymous source, and I want to take it to a more, let's say, philosophical or conceptual level. Just drop the Israel thing because I'm really trying. This is like a trigger point for me that I've been trying to. You guys are doing me a service. So I don't know if you remember, but before October 7th, there was a hearing in Congress where I don't remember the name of the guy that's Jordan something maybe, and Matt Taibbi was testifying and Michael Schellenberger. Anybody happen to know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Okay.
Yes, I did watch it, yes.
Taibbi. Do you remember how that went?
No, tell me what you're referring to.
It was either Debbie. It was one of the Democratic Congress women, and she was. Sorry.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Doesn't matter.
Either her or another one. I don't remember one of them. And even though everybody knew that Matt Taibbi's source was Elon Musk, it was common knowledge, he never actually explicitly said it, right? And they were literally on the Congress floor trying to get him to say Elon Musk, and that thing went viral real quick because they were literally trying to make him break his journalistic what's the word in English?
Confidentiality.
And give up his source. So when you're saying because this source, because it's anonymous, this loses credibility.
Yes,
what do we do with cases? So I'm asking you, was she right when she was demanding that Matt Taibbi gave up his source? That
The anonymous source has
This question is for me. This question is for me. This question is for me.
Do you understand what I'm trying to figure out, Jason?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and all I would say is, in a situation like that where everybody knows it's Elon Musk, well, that's credible then, isn't it?
What about Woodward and Bernstein, Deep Throat? There are so many situations that whistleblowers show.
Anonymous source.
This is not. You have to understand that in some cases there is corroborating evidence.
But there
In
are.
some cases,
Like there
I
are.
know. Look, stop doing that,
Yeah.
Zed. Stop
But
doing
the
it.
corroborating evidence are the numbers and the list of names.
Well,
And
no,
this
that's
is
not
exactly
the corroborating evidence in this case. The corroborating evidence in this case would be some other indication that IDF accepts the number.
okay, so can we talk about when is an anonymous source?
This is pretty abstract.
Because
Okay?
this is an interesting point. What Jason?
Okay, can I ask another?
One
If you,
second.
I'll give you a better example if you want.
Hold on. He said there must be another indication that the IDF accept this number. We discussed this earlier, and we actually said, well, since that is the only number that is out there, because the Ministry of Health is the only source, it doesn't mean they are right or they're wrong, but it's the only source. The IDF is taking this number to do their math or their analysis or their claims of like there is a 1-to-2 ratio or 1-to-3 ratio. They're using the data provided by the Ministry of Health. So, and this is something that we will discuss. Maybe the journalist could also have taken this fact that IDF is using this number as a form of confirmation or acceptance of the fact of using this number. But that doesn't mean necessarily that somebody said, yes, we are okay with this number. Maybe the quote was, yes, we're using that number for our calculations. We don't know what it was. But
We would know better if we had the briefing or a name that we could follow up with.
And we could have the exact quote.
We would
so
then be more
interpret
informed.
it. Because also usually what happens is that
It's half informed.
if we have access to the exact quote, we would be able to say, oh, well, maybe they meant this. Maybe they meant. But right now, we are just relying on interpretation of the person that put it out there.
That's called hearsay.
But does it make sense, Jason? The other form that could be interpreted as confirmation is because the IDF is using this amount as well.
Well, and all I'm saying is like it's not accept or don't accept. It's about waiting. That's all that I said.
It's about bad reporting.
Okay. And I didn't say you reject the anonymous source, but I said, to the degree that
we're gonna doubt it,
that they're anonymous, you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
And as long as there is some corroborating information, then that's great. But you want corroborating information anyway,
Okay.
You can guarantee
Buttercup really wants to go next.
All right, well, as soon as I'm done,
look, she's been trying.
I'm in the middle of a sentence. I want to hear from her. I'm in the middle of a sentence. What I'm saying. An anonymous source is only leaking for one reason: to pursue their political agenda. So you can guarantee that what the anonymous source is leaking is not necessarily true. Rather, it expresses. No, I'm not. I'm giving you the reason why anonymous sources leak. They do it in the.
That is one of the reasons they do that.
They also remain anonymous.
It could be whistleblowers.
It's the main reason. If they're
the concept of whistleblowing is
leaking anonymously, if they're leaking anonymously, then they're not. If they're leaking
Okay,
anonymously,
see how this got out of control? because someone tried to direct, and then
if they're leaking anonymously, it's because they're not supposed to be saying what they're saying. There's a reason why it's anonymous.
Okay, you said it, great, but let's let Buttercup go, and we've heard this already, so go ahead, Buttercup.
Okay, are you guys talking about the IDF accepts the 71 figure? Because that's not anonymous.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not an anonymous. I'm not done talking. That's not an anonymous source. That is what we call on the record confirmation with
Times of Israel used it.
Hold on,
Okay, so the Times of Israel. Okay, that's weird that the Times of Israel used an anonymous source. Maybe the press person they dealt with gave them different instructions, but usually the reporter is obligated to adhere to whatever agreement they make with the spokesperson about how to attribute it, whether it's on the record or on the record with direct attribution, without direct attribution, just confirming, etc. I wouldn't consider that an anonymous source, but I did want to say that we do accept anonymous sources, which I weigh differently than I would a direct confirmation from an agency as professional as the IDF. Like, if we do accept anonymous sources, especially if there's corroborating anonymous sources, and we weigh to some extent activist journalism, there is evidence that the IDF has been independently verifying the health ministry's data all along. So they're not just accepting it as default, but throughout the war 2 years ago, Yuval Abraham reported that the IDF has independently been independently confirming the numbers and names that are coming out of Gaza. And I put a link in the chat if you guys want to read it. But as I said before, you would weigh that differently than you would weigh an official confirmation from an agency, which is what we're talking about here. It's a very different level of credibility.
All of which is irrelevant to the present case.
It's perfectly relevant. It's actually spot on.
But it supports the narrative.
All of which is completely irrelevant to the present case. Because we now actually... Yes.
Well, one sentence. Specifically said it's given under condition of anonymity. Literally.
No, that was the
Can you
title.
explain your position?
That was the title in Times of Israel. I said no such thing. Why does Buttercup keep dropping?
No, she's here.
She's here. I didn't kick her out. Maybe it's a self-report glitch.
There's my...
Norm, can you explain your position? I blame you.
Yeah, these numbers are leaked in order to undermine the present government. The Times of Israel is well known to oppose the present government, the Netanyahu government.
They're not leaked. How many times...
Take a look at Daniel's PTR, and you can see a more honest breakdown, which any evaluator of the Gaza will give you. For example, how many were dead due to natural causes? 11,000. How many were dead as a result of the
Anna Frank die of typhus?
Gaza rockets? How many are dead because of the misfiring of Hamas rockets? 1 in 5. How many, left? How many are mistaken?
I'm sorry, I would like a source for those numbers. I would like a source for those.
Let him go.
When you have political anonymous sources leaking data and laundering data, as Andre put it so aptly. In other words, one repeats what the other says in order to create facts on the ground. There's only one thing that you know, and this is to achieve a political end. And we know what the political end is. The political end is to undermine Bibi Netanyahu and to oppose any of his war policies. So all we're looking here is a statement from the Times that they hate Bibi. That's what you're getting from this article.
I would like an official source for the numbers that you just quoted, and I'm very disappointed in all of you for not demanding the same thing. Where is your critical thinking?
Yeah. Actually, those numbers, and we said it before, I don't know if maybe you were not in the room, those numbers are coming from an article that is pinned on top of our heads at the top of the room. And in that article,
that's not an article. That's an essay.
It's an opinion piece, yeah.
And what
you will find, oh my God, and in that article or that opinion piece, you're going to be able to find the reference to each of the numbers that he's putting out there.
Thank you. Now, please tell me what makes him a liar.
Now, I just want to say something. It is a parenthesis here. Nobody mods anyone in this room. I give the mod button to the people I trust. If I don't know the person, I don't want to mod them. So please don't do that. Refrain from doing that. Thank you.
So, first of all, I don't understand what is your standard of reliability, because a random person on X, he may have a very good opinion piece, but that's not fact. That's literally an opinion piece. And if you count that a reliable source versus 3 actual journalists from actual publications who do this for a living and have in the past published IDF statements, are now somehow not reliable, but this person is? I'm asking you again, what is the benchmark of a reliable source? And you are unable to give me the parameters of that. So everything that humanity has defined as journalism ethics, or ethical journalism, or investigative journalism, everything, freedom of press is here for a reason. All of you did, what you just did is cancel all that out. Because you think a random person on Twitter is more reliable than actual journalists and news outlets. This is mind-boggling.
It's a series of mathematical models similar to the mathematical model that the Lancet used to say, here's how we estimate the number of people that are underneath the rubble in Gaza without actually pulling apart the rubble, which of course can't be done. So at some point you have to build mathematical models to say, here's a placeholder until we can actually dig through the data, no pun intended, clearly, and actually get to the information. So this is a mathematical models.
Okay, but explain to me, you said it just like what the Lancet.
You are interrupting Jacob. You are interrupting Jacob. He doesn't talk much.
I'm pretty much done. But mathematical models have a place to say, this is a good place to start with until we have something that we have more definition around. You have a vacuum, or you are based on expertise. I'm reading the article now, and I have to look up his bona fides to see what his area of expertise is, because it looks like he, judging from the words he's using and the model that he's using, he's not just some random person on X. That he looks like he has some background in mathematical modeling of combat-related death. So yeah, he may be someone who's well more informed than the average person who clicks submit on X. So, I think we should reserve it until we know more.
Okay.
I think we can actually judge the article on its merits.
Hold on. I think, Jacob, if we're with your doctrine, then you mentioned the Lancet. He might be a brilliant guy who does very interesting mathematical models. However, he did not publish his findings in a peer-reviewed, respectable magazine.
I agree.
What was published, was published that in the very similar mathematical models in the Lancet, the most respectable medical magazine, stated that the expected death toll will be 186,000. So my question is to you, if we want to talk about expertise, who are we going to believe? The expert who published his findings in a peer-reviewed, respectable magazine, or the expert who published a Twitter post?
It depends on how they back.
Oh my God!
No, hold on. Hold on.
Jacob, respect Isa.
I don't know. Stop saying that. I just want to make reference to the article or opinion piece that Daniel pinned to the room. It's not that we're taking that as a respectable source. Simply, it is a guy that is putting out there his opinion. He's doing his own math, and he's backing his claims to sources that are official, like the UN, like the Ministry of Health, like even the claim of the 70,000. So it's not that we are taking this as an irrefutable source. No, it's a guy that had an opinion and he's backing his sources. You can find all the links things inside of the opinion.
I accept that, Isa, but what I'm saying is that people that use the same methodology as he does did have their findings published, and he did not. And if we do not attribute being published in a peer-reviewed professional magazine, probably the most respectable one on the field on earth, and we don't attribute that more credibility than we do to an expert that did not get peer-reviewed published, he just posted it on X. Then how do we measure?
Let me respond to that. The people who review Lancet articles, generally, or doctors talking about hematological and other bodily function articles, they are not people who deal with combat-related deaths. They were so far out of their field. I mean, the one thing that has bothered me for so long, is Lancet was so far out of their normal area of expertise when they decided to say, let's model all of the people under the rubble. That's not what they do in general for a living.
I think there's a good objective measure as to whether or not we can see there's good reporting taking place with a meta-analysis utilizing large language models of different articles that were published about the very same topic. Now, I looked this up. I asked ChatGPT to do it. I have an article from Reuters and ChatGPT's analysis as to how it engaged in good or better reporting, as I would say it. What they did, they report that Israeli media cited senior officials, provides the quote, then asks the IDF and publishes the IDF's response, which is, and I quote, does not reflect official IDF data, and that official reports would come through formal channels. Here are some green flags. Right of reply/verification step. Reuters sought comment from the IDF and included a clarifying denial/distancing. Clear epistemic status. Distinguishes reported in a briefing versus official IDF data. Also, I would comment, it cites that it is the media of Israel that is reporting that senior officials have confirmed a number that the IDF says, and I quote, does not reflect official IDF data. This is better reporting, correct?
100%.
Correct.
Yeah, so she left.
Game matching point, I would say. You know, she always leaves when it is obvious that she's wrong.
No, she didn't leave. She's in the audience. She just sometimes moves herself to the audience when she doesn't plan to interact, but she's listening.
Okay. I see her. Yeah, I would say, like, the question she asks is, like, very concerning because I think it's false choice, right? I mean, the Lancet estimated 180,000 deaths, which no one else's numbers support, right?
I thought their number was much higher than that.
But she quoted 180,000.
It was a letter.
It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no question. No one else.
It was a letter to the Lancet.
No one else's numbers support it, right?
Correct.
Right. So the thing is, peer-reviewed articles, even assuming all the rest of it is true, peer-reviewed articles are published which are false, okay, which are later retracted.
It was a letter, not a peer-reviewed article.
But it doesn't change the fact, okay? You're getting sidetracked.
It wasn't peer-reviewed.
You're getting sidetracked here, okay? No one else's number. No, this is sidetracked, okay? No one else's numbers line up with what they predicted, okay? And that is one reason not to weigh their numbers heavily. But the other thing here is there's not a contradiction between the broad Hamas figures and this Twitter guy's analysis. Okay, what this Twitter guy is saying is, look, Hamas is giving you this figure. Okay, Gaza Health Ministry is giving you this figure. And the breakdown of civilian and military deaths is extremely unclear. And if we apply some basic concepts here, it's really hard to see how it could be, such a large majority of civilian deaths as Hamas has claimed. Okay? And that doesn't solid analysis. And this point about like, well, is it peer reviewed or not, does not make any sense. In part because some good things are peer reviewed. Okay, some things that are peer reviewed are not good. Peer review takes months or years. And if we want to talk about this now, we have to work with the sources we can get now and the analyses we can get now. And that, I think, is like why this particular argument is not an argument. All right, doesn't clarify anything, doesn't substantiate it.
And that gives people. Do you feel more informed by the? Just a second.
But you guys,
Buttercup.
Yeah, figure it out.
Yeah.
You finished, Jason. You were done.
Go ahead.
Buttercup. Do you feel more informed with the conclusions and presentation of the Reuters article than you do from the Times of Israel article?
What it does, to their credit, is it shows more of the themes in the reporting. So this is something that we talk about in journalism school now with what's his name, Jimmy, the guy who pointed out that there's a debate about credit, sort of a crisis of faith in the media these days. So what they're telling us to do more of is what Reuters did, is show all of the seams behind your reporting, what exactly the pitfalls are. And what I inferred, this is my own perspective as someone who has decades in the field, is that this is something that the IDF is not eager to disclose publicly, their databases. This is not something they officially want to put out there and make headlines. But because they're professionals, when they're directly asked about it, they confirm that things are true, right? And so while it's not their official, they're not choosing to publicize this data or make it an official public database, they are not going to overtly lie about it because that's their professional standard.
Okay, I'm not questioning the presentation of the IDF for the information they chose to disclose and the means in which they chose to disclose it. I'm questioning the reporting published by the Times of Israel and whether or not you feel adequately informed after that article in the same way you do after reading the Reuters article.
Can you point out? I didn't read both articles. Can you tell me the specific language that you say makes it more credible?
Yes. Reuters reporting was citing that Israeli media was reporting on this news rather than claiming that the IDF was or that there was a high government source. They said that Israeli media was reporting on a kind of a confirmation from a government source, and then Reuters called up the IDF and asked whether or not they confirmed this number, and they said that is not the IDF's position. They had a quote from a representative from the IDF, and then they reported the news. Do you feel informed after Reuters reporting?
Can you read the backtracking?
Yeah, sure. I'll read you the quote. The quote I have says, reports that Israeli media cited senior officials, provides the quote, then asks the IDF and publishes the IDF's response, quote, does not reflect official IDF data.
They're not disputing it, though.
Let me finish. And that official reports would come through formal channels.
Okay. So
now, do you feel as informed after knowing that as you did after reading the Times of Israel post?
Well, now I'm hearing conflicting. Sometimes agencies do put out conflicting statements. They walk back things they say because they're doing damage control. That is something that government agencies do sometimes.
Correct.
Yes.
These are the green flags. They had the right of reply and a verification step.
Right.
Reuters sought comment from the IDF and included a clarifying denial/distancing. They included
I won't say denial.
that comment from the IDF. Clear epistemic status distinguishes reported in a briefing versus official IDF data, and which is the exact distinction. That is the exact distinction I was asking for, right? Reported in a briefing versus official IDF data.
To be honest,
did you feel that sensitivity after reading the Times?
Now that I've heard the subsequent slightly distancing comment from the IDF, I think the IDF has made a choice in how to navigate this information.
And how to respond to Reuters.
Yes, they have now that that has reached international media. They are starting to, and they're saying, how do we navigate this without explicitly saying, yes, this is our data, without putting this out as official? And so this is how they're doing.
I believe that you can.
Let me answer the question.
Sorry. Finish your theory. Go on.
I think what they're doing, what I hear now,
Let her finish.
what I hear is a walking back of previous statements that made to Hebrew language press, but without changing the content of their statements. And so they're just walking. This is called spin, okay? They're not saying anything substantive. I'm not done. I'm not saying they're not
Please
saying
finish.
they're not saying anything substantively different, but they are muddying the waters a little bit. And that's what press offices are designed to do because they do damage control.
I agree with you. Well, 1 second. I agree with you completely. I think that the IDF can be considered. We can think about what they're doing and why based upon how they respond to reports from the media. But my question to you is not about the IDF. My question to you is about the reporting from the Times of Israel. If you felt adequately informed or only after you read the Reuters article, did you understand what was going on?
I still don't understand what's going on. The IDF has been very...
But do you feel informed after the Reuters article? Any more so than the Times of Israel article?
I think it's just they gave the
identical.
I don't think it's identical.
No new facts worthy for the public.
You already said it. I'm just saying the answer is you asked me that
does not reflect official IDF data.
Do you want me to answer or not?
I want you to say that's not good reporting.
I don't think it adds anything substantive to
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, it disputes the previous story.
No, it doesn't. It literally doesn't. You guys don't understand. You don't have reading comprehension.
Sure it does. Well, one says the IDF says it, and then the IDF says it doesn't say this. So it's a lie.
As someone who's dealt with many press officers in my life, I know that this is not a substantive statement.
Anonymous sources are not credible. The official statement is this is not our.
Someone muted me. This is not a substantive statement.
Yes, it's substantive.
It's not a substantive walkback. It's not. It's not a substantive walkback.
One is an anonymous source, and anonymous source is not trustworthy.
They're both anonymous. They're both anonymous, by the way.
The official source says this is not.
They're both anonymous. There's no name in Reuters.
Does not reflect.
What's the name in Reuters?
Official IDF data. Excellent question. Excellent question.
Answer.
Now we want a name. Who said this does not reflect official IDF data? And let's also get a name. Who said it does?
What's the answer?
Okay, what's the answer?
I have no idea.
Because there is
You're trying to think like a reporter.
This is great. No. We gotta be consistent, though.
Then you remember when we were having this conversation before Reuters put out anything, Buttercup and I asked you, okay, you're choosing in this time, maybe because it's convenient for you to trust the statement of the IDF. Now, I also asked you, like, what would you do? What will you also accept it when either they reject or when they actually confirm the numbers and the breakdown that they have done after the analysis? And that was part of the discussion we had. So now Mike Sett's article is saying that the IDF is distancing themselves from that statement. But you're choosing, I mean, nobody knows who said it, but nobody knows who said that they were actually confirmed.
But let's lay it to rest then. We all agree that both are... I'm not saying that.
Just finished, honey. So this is also a reputable source. It's Reuters. So now you are it's your opportunity to prove that you actually have very, very strong standards. Are you going to accept this reputable source that says that they're distancing?
Yes, I'm consistent. You guys should accept both, just like I accept them.
It doesn't say they're distancing. It says that's not the data. It's not distancing.
Or is that whatever the claim was that Mike said about Reuters?
Not distancing.
Okay, let me Issa, let me answer you. Yes, I consider both of those official positions from the IDF press office. I know how this works. Both of them are valid, and both of them are authorized to speak on behalf of the agency. So can we put to rest whether or not the spokesperson did or didn't say, since everyone agrees that the walkback is authoritative, even if the original...
It's not a walkback. It's a falsification of the previous report.
I understood it as not a substantive walkback.
It's accurately just using the correct verb. A walkback is somebody says one thing and then they change their mind. A dispute is when an anonymous source says something and then the official source says bullshit. That's what you just saw. You saw the official source say that's bullshit. It's not right. It's wrong. That's not our numbers.
Yeah, look, I would just say, like, it's open to interpretation. So the matter under dispute, we can't call it one thing or the other, okay? We gotta call it the statement in Reuters. And, like, Buttercup is taking it. Hey, I'm talking, okay? Buttercup is saying that, well, I'm white, okay, so let's hear some white voices. And Buttercup is saying the statement is like, is a walk back. And others are saying the statement is a denial, all right? And this is the matter under dispute, okay? And I could see it go either way, okay, on that statement. I'm not as confident as Buttercup. It's a walk back, right? And okay, maybe that article
it's not
is better.
Explicit. We can all agree it's not an explicit denial, right? We can all exist.
I can't necessarily agree.
It's a denial.
They did not say.
Not our number.
I cannot necessarily.
No, they said
necessarily agree. Okay, and we don't have to agree. That's the thing.
Dude, it's black or white. It's either our number or
agree. We don't have to agree.
That's
You
totally
don't have
fine.
to settle it. Okay. I do think though it's interesting that presented this article. And Buttercup was like, yeah, the seams in the reporting are more clear in the Reuters article. And I think that's interesting. Okay, that's informative, you know? But we're not going to settle this matter, right? And
Yeah, because it's open to interpretation. The only thing we can agree on.
Okay, it sounds like you guys want to hear the Reuters article.
let's hear what Isa has to say.
just put it in the link. Just put it in the chat.
No, that's the only comment I had to say. That I mean, all will never agree, as Jason says, because it's all open for interpretation. But the only thing we can agree with is what is the source and who said it. Now, how much trust we place on that source or on that. Yeah, whoever is making the claim, it's very subjective. It depends on our own standards.
Okay.
Reuters is like the gold standard. You can trust.
I will show you the gold standard reporting as of January 30th, 2026, 6:01 a.m.
Reuters is not a gold standard.
Here's what they say. Jerusalem, January 30th, Reuters.
Oh my God.
Israel's military has accepted that around 70,000 Palestinians were killed during the war in Gaza, after having earlier cast doubt on death tolls reported by the enclave's health officials. Israeli media reported on Friday, citing senior military officials. Article begins. The United Nations has long accepted death tolls recorded by health authorities in Gaza as accurate. Israel has cast doubt on the figures, arguing that the health ministry in the enclave was run by Hamas and could not be trusted. The Gaza Health Ministry publishes names and ages of those it records as killed. It now says the toll stands at over 71,000, including more than 480 killed in Israeli attacks since the start of a U.S. brokered ceasefire in October. It says many thousands more are still buried beneath the rubble of Gaza's destroyed cities. It does not distinguish between civilians and fighters, but has identified most of the dead as women or children. Citing a briefing on Thursday with senior military officials, Israel's Ynet News website and other leading outlets reported that the military had adopted a similar estimate. Quote, in our estimation, around 70,000 Gazans were killed during the war, not including missing persons. Ynet cited an official as saying, quote, we are currently doing the work of distinguishing between terrorists and those who were not involved. The official was quoted as saying. Asked for comment, Israel's military said that, quote, the details published do not reflect official Israel Defense Forces data. It added, any publication or report on this matter will be released through official and orderly channels. End quote. The October 7, 2023 Hamas attack that triggered the war killed around 1,200 people in Israel, most of them civilians, according to Israeli tallies. More than 470 Israeli soldiers have died during the war.
So
end of reporting.
Thank you.
Our standards, the Thomson Reuters trust principles.
You don't need to read was amazing. Thank you for reading it. Thank you, Mixed. What I hear in that is a press office doing damage control with word salad. That's what I see all the time in my.
So you're making.
I hear you spinning.
No, I hear them spinning. This is what press offices are designed to do. They do damage control when someone.
No, you're avoiding
gives a
your
statement and they need to me, I hear damage control.
This level of dishonesty
There's no replacement for it.
Yeah, you're in denial. You're incapable of seeing beforehand in front of your eyes.
No. But we're talking. We just spent about an hour talking about the credibility of the resource, right? And somehow she was trying to sell us that anonymous resource is a credible resource. Yet, when there is an official statement with a word "not" in it, she is all of a sudden.
There's no name. It's so anonymous.
Wishy-washy. No, it's an official source.
What's the name? What's the name?
We can find.
No name.
So now all of a sudden she's running for the woods.
Who moved her?
Because she cannot accept that the credibility, epistemic value, as Moses put very eloquently, is much higher of the anonymous source, and she cannot deal with it because it contradicts her ideological.
It doesn't mean your own witness. It's your witness test, not mine.
It's happening in real time, and I actually. You say 1 hour, Andre, but we've been in this room with this conversation since yesterday, and just today has been 6 hours already. So you came late to the room. But I like it that all of these happen in real time, because then we can see people's reaction in real time, in the same way that when Emrose and Buttercup released the news yesterday to all of us that are here in the room, and the immediate thing that we did is like, okay, where is this coming from? But where is the name? And who said that? And where is the official statement? And we all start looking for it. Now it has evolved, and now it's her turn to.
I don't give a fuck. It's not my litmus test. It's yours. It's your litmus test.
I know, but
not if you're a reporter, Buttercup. It's your litmus test too.
You're taking this. The walk back is fast, but the original statement is bull.
No, but it's not about. Listen, I am not attributing ill intentions to you. I am trying to stay partial, and I'm trying to stay objective. I just observe how is it that all of us are processing the information. And to me, it has been interesting because we have done.
I don't doubt the source at all. I've never doubted the source. You doubt the source. I don't. I consider it authoritative in both cases. You consider it authoritative only in the second case. You only consider the second statement authoritative.
Your bad reporting is a story on Reuters.
You're a bad journalist. Anonymous sources are not authoritative.
I will say also towards our side that yesterday we were not happy just accepting the statement that somebody said that the IDF said. Today, with this article of Reuters, we seem to be like, I don't know if relieved or more comfortable or whatever, that there is another aspect to it. And now we seem to be okay, even if it's still anonymous. But it kind of like, it's giving us a balance, a psychological balance. So we need to be fair on both sides, in the same way that we're expecting her to keep her standards in what he's choosing to believe or not. We're sort of doing the same, although I think, with a little bit of critical thinking, but still. Because does it name any name of Mexan in the Reuters?
It does not give a name. It confirms in the exact same way, except a bit more official than the other. Here's their identification. Asked for comment, Israel's military said.
Okay, so in the same way that yesterday's article wasn't naming anyone,
absolutely.
Today's article, no, they are still not naming anyone.
Which is why the story is simply that Israel's media is reporting.
Correct, but at least the one difference
you're on trial.
I think the improvement in today's article are two things. One, and second, that the reporting was a little bit more balanced.
It's much simpler. Here's the difference. We have two sources saying contradictory everything except for one identifies itself as an official and has a backing of the whole ministry behind it, and another one is staying anonymous and does not have the backing of the ministry behind it.
You're wrong.
Yes, I'm absolutely.
Yesterday's article also
I'm not
identified as
talking about the. Listen, I'm talking about the comparison between anonymous source and an official statement. So what Buttercup is doing, she's doing false equivalency. Just because we don't know the exact name of the person doesn't mean one source is exactly like another. I just wanted to point.
Okay, so
That's
here's
fine, but in the article of yesterday, just let me say this. In the article of yesterday, Andre, it also made reference as IDF officials.
That's irrelevant because one of them has backing of the ministry, another one doesn't.
I want to explain the narrowing of facts in the Reuters article in reporting one of the facts in this fact pattern. One is this: citing a briefing on Thursday with senior military officials, Israel's Ynet news website and other leading outlets reported that the military had adopted a similar estimate, period. That is their statement of what is going on. And a lot of it involves website, leading outlets reporting had adopted senior military officials a briefing on Thursday. It contains the facts in the correct order to frame how narrow this issue is amongst media reporting in Israel.
So there is confirmation that there was a briefing on Thursday then?
Yes, Reuters is saying they confirmed the briefing, they confirmed the reporting, they cite as much of the asked for comment. Israel's military said that, quote, the details published do not reflect official IDF data. It added, quote, any publication or report on this matter will be released through official and orderly channels. A far more legal response.
I mean,
That's journalism.
that is typical of follow-up reporting. Like if you're following another publication's lead, you're going to add a little more context and be a little bit more comprehensive in the way you frame it, right? And context.
Yes, what I want to highlight in, again, the ChatGPT meta-analysis of good reporting, the green flags they saw was the right of reply / verification step. Reuters sought comment from the IDF and included a clarifying denial / distancing, and there was a clear epistemic status. It distinguishes reported in a briefing versus official IDF data.
Did they call it a denial? And did you use the word
article?
Calm down, take a breath, Mixed.
All right, I love good reporting. You should get excited by it. This is your professional mind.
Do you have the link of the Reuters one that you can pin it to?
Sure.
There's no attempt to.
It says, here's the title I have from the Israel military reported to accept death toll of around 70,000 in Gaza.
Just put in the chat.
Okay.
What's much more important is the deliberate deception about not reporting how many are civilians and how many are military.
No, the military said they don't have that number. Jesus.
Hamas has been consistent in their deception on that matter, and the estimate is 20 to 35,000 by omission. They're consistently deceptive, and why? Because they hate the current government, so they want to make it look as bad as possible. So why they use the
sorry, I
numbers.
withheld the article. I posted the link. You can all read good reporting at Reuters. And maybe we should just tell journalists to just do whatever the hell Reuters is doing. They have
Reuters has its faults.
Reuters is okay.
Sometimes they are kind of biased. Sometimes
Reuters is okay.
So
they're at least doing better than the Times of Israel, right?
Yeah.
so why are
Israel is
okay?
really not a credible reliable source.
Guys, Reuters and AP, their wire services, they tend to be a lot drier and they tend to be much more to the point, you know? They're not.
It's not about pride, it's
But it's good.
Yes, it is good.
It's professionalism.
Pride means less editorialization.
And that's why they do have credibility.
No, that's not why they have credibility. They have credibility because they behave in a professional manner. They report honestly, and as you saw, they use official sources. Or at least they didn't hide behind anonymous sources. And once again, the deception is pretending that these are civilian casualties. It's a deliberate deception.
Yeah, but that is another topic. Right now, the IDF has said as well that they are currently working on the breakdown of deaths. Right now, the focus of our conversation is just the toll, the total, of the deaths. Then there will be another conversation about the breakdown. But right now, we're not talking about civilians versus militants. It's
a red herring. It's the important number.
No, I know it's the important number. I haven't gotten there yet because the IDF said that they're still working on the breakdown.
Okay, slow down.
It's the number that they use to claim that it's a genocide.
I'll give you my theory as to why everyone, when they discuss this acceptance of the IDF of a particular number, they're always talking about some kind of a ratio that the military official is working on of trying to figure out the civilian versus combatant death toll, and that he might be using like an operating number just like to do his numbers. And all of that might be why everyone keeps couching this in terms of it doesn't tell us this information, meaning they're revealing the nature of the source, what he was talking about when he was there. And all I'm saying is I'm saying if I, as a person reading the articles, I'm trying to weight the reporting and standards of the IDF, what they officially think, I'm going to go like with the IDF spokesman said, official orderly channels. Why would I think it's through like gossip through a WhatsApp group?
You're not addressing the main issue. You're trying to address the real problem, which is the deception when they say 70,000 dead, which implies that it's all civilians, that we kill 70,000 civilians, which is a lie. Obviously, we're targeting the military.
I don't think the actual number matters that much all now. I probably would agree that the ratio would be the best.
The whole morning.
No, we're arguing about whether or not it's a good article.
No, we're arguing about what's the truth.
The truth?
Yes.
How many are actually dead? That question?
No,
This number wouldn't show us that.
Exactly.
If you read the reporting, this number wouldn't show us that.
Don't tell me that the 6 hours I have wasted here today talking about this don't matter.
Whether or not this number is accurate as to the death toll of direct armaments from Israeli combat and armaments?
Oh, Daniel.
No, it has not yet been clear that the IDF accepts those numbers.
You missed it.
The IDF has distanced and denied it.
Yeah, Reuters put out an article, or the IDF is providing quotes. Oh, he left. So I'm talking to myself.
No, I'm listening. McFadden is here.
No, I was talking to Daniel. I was recapping what just happened with McFadden. But he left. He's gonna come back.
The number 70,000 is not because it comes from Hamas. The number 70,000 has been accepted really for a long time, and sort of besides the point. And they deliberately focus on something that's beside the point to conceal the truth. And the truth is whether Israeli, the question is whether Israel is killing civilians deliberately. That's the only
but
question.
it's not that it's been accepted, El. It's just that there is no other source. And so everybody has just been working with those numbers because there is no other way of corroborating them. So everybody has been using as the main source the health ministry. If the health ministry
industry is wrong, then everybody is wrong because everybody has been just relying on this.
I think everyone's losing track of the fact that whatever the number is, Hamas is responsible for these deaths. You know, when you start a war, you have to be responsible for what happens. You know, 2,704. What? I'm not doing anything. 2,704 people, or about that, were killed at Pearl Harbor. We killed 2.1 million Japanese by the end of World War II. So it's like 801 to 1. Okay? So
how many did you say they killed?
2.1 million.
How many were killed at Pearl Harbor?
About 2,904, something like that.
2,900, 3,000, you're saying?
What?
3,000.
Yeah, less than 3,000. It was like 2,704. Yeah, something like that. So
were they all soldiers?
No, some were civilians, but the vast majority were soldiers, sailors. Yeah, but the reality is when you start something,
right?
It's like if there's 3 guys who rob a bank and one guy just sits in a car outside, he's the getaway driver, and 2 guys go inside, and one of the guys shoots one of the bank tellers.
Yeah, we understand.
How many people get put on the death penalty? 3. The guy in the car is just as responsible as the guy who pulled the trigger.
Homicide. That's relevant here.
Yeah, so the people who start the war are responsible for every single death. And that's the point that is not being brought up again and again and again.
When you bomb Pearl Harbor, you get 2 atomic bombs on your island.
I just want to say to Daniel quickly before you guys continue, because he...
I just think it's an important point that we're forgetting here.
Daniel...
what are we forgetting?
Daniel...
Who's responsible?
Oh my God. Reuters published an article saying that the IDF distances themselves from that, and they are still kind of anonymous, but they have got direct quotes from the source, which is what you were looking for.
But just really quickly,
they published it now?
Yes, today.
Oh, that's funny. I just want to one comment about Nando. I will pass the mic to you in a minute. The article that I posted in the chat above, it's not a reporting, it's an analysis. So all this discussion about credible sources, not credible sources, this article is not reporting any news, unlike the guy that was claiming the IDF said this and that. It just does an analysis, which is different. Sorry, Andre, go ahead.
Sorry, so just really quickly,
what happened to your mic? We can finally hear you. What happened? No, seriously, I heard you before, and I was thinking to myself, what is happening? Sorry.
Well, I usually talk in the car. Right now I'm in headphones. But Isa, one thing that is very important here to understand is when you radical critique is always a failure because it makes things everything generic, makes no distinction in terms of epistemic value. This is what has been kind of sketching on. So that's what gives basis for her argumentation. And I think it's very important to understand that there are differences in terms of epistemic value from different statements. When you say a big cat attacked me versus a big cat that's called a tiger attacked me, those 2 statements have completely different information in them. One is higher, the other one is lower. Regardless of you not being able to identify the very specific cat that attacked you, the first statement has much more room for interpretation. And so what she is doing, she is equating anonymous source from IDF to the source that is official from the IDF. And she's saying they of the same epistemic value just because we don't know the names of the people who have reported it. And that's false.
I agree. And I agree that there might be dishonesty. Now, I already consider a success the fact that a few months ago, she was only staying in our rooms 5 minutes, and as soon as somebody contradicted her, she would run away. Now, because we are being a little bit more, let's say, open or give her the benefit of the doubt or whatever, she's staying for hours, so
I consider that a success. I agree that sometimes we need to be more strict in like how we speak about the facts, but my win is that we get to keep her here for a longer time, and so Emerald as well.
Equals who?
What?
Are you talking about Buttercup or are you talking about
Both. Ambrose and Buttercup, but especially Buttercup, because before, as long as somebody contradicted her or whatever, she felt attacked and she left. She would leave. Now, at least she's staying for longer. And I'm not saying that we're doing the rooms for her, but it's good to have like a dissenting opinion, so that we can actually go back and forth.
And we also have expertise like Norm, who's a journalist, who can counterbalance her journalistic credentials and
but
opinions.
Which is in our rooms. We wouldn't have anybody.
I know. I tried to get him in as early as possible.
All I'm saying to Andre is, yes, I understand your point, but I think that a byproduct of being a little bit more flexible or not as strict has been that she's integrating. She's going to Isa's bootcamp.
Yeah, but why do we want somebody who's fundamentally dishonest in our midst? It adds nothing. All it does is detract from the
because
pursuit
it
of
serves as intellectual exercise for us. We're not going to change her. She's gonna keep thinking the way she thinks. So it's more useful if she presents us with challenges that we are able to then overcome than just keeping her away and creating an ecosystem, echo chamber.
Did she go through Isa bootcamp?
She's still.
Oh.
Same with him.
But Isa, so the problem with those type of actors is that charlatan has to be correct only once. So let's say ADF accepts fully the numbers, but they make a distinction saying that majority of the people that were killed were combatants, so they have a proof for it. They will still claim as if all of the people that were killed by them were civilians, and they're going to claim they're innocent babies, because they're going to say, well, if they're wrong on that, they're wrong on everything. Do you see how it works?
Yeah, 100%. And that's the reason why we have. I mean, I'm not suggesting to let go of these details, but just the pushback. It's a little softer or more, considerate. Let's say.
One of the most important things that was said in this room was by you, as often is the case, Andre, when you talked about ideal laundering, because you actually introduced a new concept, and also from Yaakov. To be fair, in terms of the mathematical modeling, those are more credible.
I'm sorry, what? What were you saying?
You have to put really hard.
He was tracing your mathematical modeling comment.
Isa, can you share the Reuters article with me?
I think so.
Mike said was going to share.
I see it. Okay, I see it in the chat. Is one accepts that? No, hold on. This is the one. Hold on.
No, I think it's the same, but they are actually putting quotes and everything. Yeah, it's the same. That's the one, Daniel. So they are reporting on the same news, but they are also adding the other part that says, when asked for comment, Israel's military said, so they asked for comment, Reuters. And Israel said, the details published do not reflect official data. Any publication or report on this matter will be released through official and orderly channels.
Exactly. Did you share with M-Thorn?
M was in the audience, but we didn't discuss it directly.
It's interesting that they both want to claim to somehow be journalists.
They both want what?
It's interesting that they both claim to want to be journalists. And
I think Buttercup does have some chops in that area. I don't know about him.
Fashion journalism is not journalism.
What did you say?
Fashion journalism is not journalism.
The headline, Daniel, on this Reuters article, it says, Israel military reported to accept death toll of around 70,000.
Exactly. they don't want to take accountability on themselves. They're basically gonna attribute it to others.
Exactly. They're reporting what somebody else said. They're not claiming.
True. Now you've got 3 places reporting it, so it looks like everybody agrees.
It usually starts with the Ministry of Health of Hamas, and then it kind of launders as the Ministry of Health, and then like Amnesty or HRW are reporting it, and then the UN will report it, and soon enough it becomes like facts.
That's putting on top of the House always points out as well. Pretty soon the United Nations is reporting it, and everybody says, oh, it's the United Nations, it must be true.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, the United Nations, if you talk about Francesca Albanese, she's talking about 608,000. Out of them, 250,000 children are under the age of 5. If you want to talk about the UN,
it's just that these pseudo factoids, what Deepak Gobert called truthiness, they just get repeated over and over. Like it's mostly children, as though somebody is deliberately killing children, or somebody is not trying not to use. Or for that matter, as though Hamas is not using people that they're calling children who are 16, 17, 18, arming them and sending them into battle to die. Somehow none of that's ever meant.
Even the word children by itself is emotionally charged, or journalist. Like,
yeah.
I would say something that might sound a bit harsh. A Palestinian journalist is an oxymoron. Okay, there is no free press in Gaza. There is no journalism. There's like spokespeople or spokesperson, but they are not journalists. And to say like a journalist died in Gaza, everybody with a mobile phone is considered a journalist.
Daniel, we've talked about this. If the AP reports the truth, if Reuters reports the truth, if the New York Times or the Jerusalem Post report the truth, the Hamas will punish, imprison, torture, or kill the AP fixer that was helping those reporters in Gaza itself. You're not allowed to report the truth, nor are you allowed to report that you've changed the story because your fixer or your contact on the ground in Gaza's life was threatened. Do you remember when we had this discussion? Daniel? Anybody? I hate it when you don't talk to me.
Yeah, I'm just eating, and I cannot eat. And I cannot eat while being on Israel's room at the same time. And I'm on the street with chicken in my face. So
Isa, yell at him like you yell at me.
Because he's not chewing. He's actually muted.
I wasn't before.
Well, I heard some moisty sound.
I think it was my lips are rather moist. I'm sorry to give you that reference.
Maybe they're dry. You need to
they're not, usually they're really dry.
Wow.
Big user of chapstick.
No, because it doesn't come from your tongue. So drink water.
By Hamas. Hamas will wreak vengeance on anybody that's been a part of it, or anybody who's related to a part of that process from the outside world. They will kill your friends in Gaza if you tell the truth outside of Gaza. And that's been reported to me directly from Gaza reporters. If you want, I'll go get you the name of the guy who reported for it. He's an English speaker. He writes books in English and in Hebrew. He just wrote a book about Leonard Cohen traveling around during the 1967 war. I have to go find the book. He spoke at...
the conversation ended. Like I went to do some belly workout and now everybody's gone.
I'm here.
And with them.
The people that matter are here.
No, we are. It was, I don't know, I think it was a good conversation. And then Buttercup said, well, that she takes the Reuters commentary also as official. Of course, she was a little bit, I don't know, maybe, I don't want to say uncomfortable, but more wary, of accepting it. But she said that she would accept that as well. And one of the things that, I also pointed out is that if we were yesterday uncomfortable accepting something from the idea of anonymously, comfortable today accepting something that is still anonymously, but it like gives us better psychological balance, in our head. So we're also choosing to accept something. Now, I think that this reporting is better because it does have a direct quote, at least.
Yeah, she did kind of want to have her cake and eat it too.
The name of the reporter is Monty Friedman. So usually when a news source, like AP, he reported for AP, is told to change, is censored or told to change a report because of for a political reason or because of a threat from the people you're reporting on, you have to put that in the story. But AP made a decision not to put it in the story. That if they reported certain information out of Gaza, they would kill your associates in Gaza. Those are facts. The guy's name is Mott Friedman, and the name of the book is Who by Fire? Leonard Cohen in the Sinai. Beautiful book about Leonard Cohen serenading the Israeli soldiers during the 1967 war in the Sinai. One of my friends in the synagogue served in a tank in that war. These are credible sources. And by the way, Henry Kissinger was able to affect world events by being the one of the original and most influential, powerful, and famous anonymous sources in the White House. He would regularly leak anonymously in order to affect political events. He was very effective at it. He practically set the mold for anonymous leaks.
And when was it revealed that it was him?
35 years later, 40 years later. I mean, the guy kept working until he was 100 years old, and every president and candidate consulted him.
Listen, what we should do in those rooms is like, for example, if you're the mod, that anyone that wants to speak will send you like, I don't know, the pepper emoji, and then you will give them. Otherwise, people, in order to speak, they have to kind of cut in. Otherwise, they will never get to speak. So it kind of creates it. The only option to kind of speak in is to speak over others. But if we say, okay, if you want to speak, kind of mark it with like sending a pepper emoji to the mods, and we will call you.
And we are all friends, and that's the reason why I give in these social rooms everybody a mod. But it's true that, we all get excited when it comes to intervening, and it just creates a lot of chaos.
Yeah, mod doesn't really help. People just want to get to speak. And Clubhouse didn't figure it out.
What I'm saying is that I don't want to do heavy modding because in the end we're all friends and we all respect each other and we know each other. But we need a little bit more of cooperation, like from everyone, so that everybody just like gets to talk when there's a space, because we all get very heated. You, me, Maxed, we all get very heated. You, me, Maxed, everybody, and we start yelling, and instead of like toning it down, we end up with a crazy room, like worse than the black rooms. The only thing you started doing it already, but we still don't do, is talking like this and yelling to everybody.
No, I did it once because it was very annoying.
Yeah. Which is what we used to call back in the day the nigga mic.
Okay, I need to buy some more stuff.
And it was always, hold on.
One mic.
Yeah.
One mic.
Yeah, but that doesn't work. What doesn't help is that everybody's saying like, oh, please just because everybody's saying, yeah, let her talk or let him speak so everybody is trying to mod, and it just causes more chaos. And then we all know that Max Z likes to comment in the background. Not that much in the background because he's got a very clear mic. ADHD.
I have no idea how well my mic sounds.
You're very clear. You come out very clear.
That's good. That's just good Apple technology. You know, never forget that Steve Jobs was an adopted Syrian immigrant.
Adopted what?
I believe his birth parents were Syrian.
Oh.
He was adopted by, I believe, college-educated, might have been white people.
Yeah, they were white. They were normal.
They were working class, though, mid-class, but I didn't know that or maybe I did know, but I forgot that he was Syrian.
You know, I just like to remember and respect Steve Jobs when I enjoy the iPhone.
I loved Steve Jobs. It was a huge loss. When he died, it was very, very sad.
I'm literally a
He sort of refused cancer treatment.
No, he did receive first cancer treatment and he got an operation and he got better, but then afterwards he didn't try anymore.
I think he also tried a fruit diet.
He could have lived much longer.
Fruit diet? That's stupid for cancer.
Steve Jobs sometimes was really stupid.
Yeah, but I did like when he died, there was this a viral post going around saying that there were 3 apples that changed the world: Adams, Newton's, and Steve Jobs.
It's compelling. He navigated and orchestrated a very strange industry.
And he did it. I think the thing about Steve Jobs is he did it in an outside the box way, but also integrating stuff from that outside world into the box. Like, for example,
he was always designed first. That was like his whole bit.
The what?
He was always designed first.
Yeah.
Amongst like the design firms that like grade design, Apple always gets top marks.
Did you listen to his commencement speech in Stanford?
Oh, probably at some point years ago.
Oh, I have listened to it like 50 times. It's so good. When he talks about dropping from university, but then going and attending all the, how do you say, the letter writing, not letter writing, but the writing, how do you say when you model the fonts?
Calligraphy, yes, that was the one field he studied in university.
Yeah, and back in the day, he just did it because he liked it, but then that became one of the core features of Apple, and that's the reason why we have all these beautiful fonts.
It's part of it, his approach to design and technology.
Calligraphy or typography?
It was calligraphy, I'm telling you.
Yeah, calligraphy, because he was learning to do it by hand.
No, he just loved calligraphy. He liked the design and the balance and the form of the thing.
I mean, the course that mostly inspired me was the typography. We also did it by hand, and I loved it.
I gotta look into this. What is the difference between typography and calligraphy?
Typography is like a typeface, and calligraphy is like the drawing of this type of, I don't know exactly how to describe it. But no, just look it up. I don't know.
Calligraphy is an artistic endeavor of writing by hand letters into words and type in a recognizable but hand-controlled fashion. So there are techniques as to how to hold the hand, what brushes to hold, what papers to use. All of that would be calligraphy as opposed to, say, type fonts.
Okay, here it says, calligraphy is the art of writing involving single pass, free-flowing strokes with specialized pens or brushes to create decorative, personalized letters. conversely, typography is the technical arrangement and design of pre-existing digital or printed prefabricated letters for primarily functional, consistent, and structured communication in media. So what he
two
learned was
distinct studies, not topography, calligraphy.
He did calligraphy, yeah.
But topography sounds interesting too.
Yeah.
It sounds like a more post-print, very media literate society with multiple type fonts, right?
Yeah.
That are all recognizable and identifiable and measurable scientifically in terms of effectiveness. Topography sounds more industrial.
That's right, because it involves the structure of the space so that it looks balanced to the eye and it looks...
As opposed to calligraphy, which is the control of the hand of a human to create recognizable letters.
Yeah.
Different studies. Gross.
Yuck.
Idolatry.
No, I found definitely.
Now we know what to say when we want Riri to go away.
Jesus. No, I
You
went
just
to
have to
the.
start panting, Daniela. When she's here, and we're gonna tell her he's having sex.
It's like everything together. It was the gym, and then walking in like, I don't know, minus, 25 gazillion degrees, and then climbing 4 flights of stairs, and I'm gonna die now.
Well, it serves you right. Living in a forced walk-up.
No elevator.
No elevator. How about trying to get humanity? How about that?
Anytime that I go to anywhere in Berlin, they always live in a building that has elevator, and they live on the first floor.
That's so stupid.
I live in a first floor with elevator.
You guys, you suckers of Europe.
Alexa, switch on the lights.
But also, I moved to this apartment because my other apartment, I was living on the 4th floor with no lift. So I had to climb the stairs every day.
Where else are they going to put you? Not the good apartments that are owned by the families out east for however many centuries.
Yeah, the other one was an old Swiss house. I was living in the attic.
Oh, good. They emptied it out for you.
It was very nice in winter because it was warm, but in summer it was horrible.
Oh yeah, an attic with the sun just beating down up there.
Yeah, and it had the inclined roof, so the sun would just like...
That's gonna be a sauna.
It was horrible.
You have to get out of your apartment. What can you do?
Yeah, but I moved with my mom. I mean, my mom was gonna visit, and I couldn't make her climb 4 flights, without a
elevator. You need a lift.
Me and a back. I'm not going back.
What do you think, Daniel? Could you head down a couple 4 flights and then pick up some eggs? Then 4 flights back. Come on.
It's from the street I just came from.
Yeah, see, it's right there.
Like that.
And you know what? Like in my other apartment where I didn't have a lift and I was living in the attic, the laundry was a shared one, and it was in the basement. So every time I would do laundry, which was like once a week, and I would do 2 or 3 cycles.
That is nice about an apartment laundry building, like a dozen machines, right?
No, in this case there were 2. Because it was just very few.
Good apartment again.
It was just 4 or 5 apartments, so it was not that many.
See, this is why you guys are behind. Your apartments suck. Do you have any idea, like, the level of royalty you would receive at an apartment building complex?
I know. But anyway, the point is that
elevators, fire escapes.
If I did 3 cycles of laundry, that would be like 8 times, because the other one was for the drying.
So I would have to go back, go down and go up and go down and go up that Saturday so many times.
All with walk-ups? But you were on the first floor.
No. There I was on the 4th floor without a lift.
Classic. How many apartments have you two cycled through?
In Switzerland, just 2.
Just 2. Either of them good?
Yeah. Actually, the landlords have been very nice.
No, but was the apartment good?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
I mean, it was
sound like
difficult. And everything was compact, and that other building, it was older. So the rooms and everything, it was like more constricted by the divisions of the spaces. Now in the apartment that I am, it's probably the same size, but it feels larger because it barely has walls. It's very open space.
Oh, that's fun.
And I have like an open space kitchen with the hall and the dining table and the sofa. And then I have my bedroom, but my bedroom has like a sliding door. So if I just decide to leave it open, like
nice.
Yeah, it's almost like a
studio
suite, you know?
Yeah, like a hotel suite.
Almost a studio because there are divisions, you know, but it's more open plan. Also, the windows are very...
Good design can get around it, but you still need the elevators.
No, I don't use it because I'm in the first floor, so I always climb the stairs.
You have an elevator now, but it's no use.
My mom uses it.
That's okay, first floor is better.
Yeah, and the whole purpose of the elevator was because of my mom. So she uses it because it's difficult for her.
Use it for what? Why do you need to go beyond the first floor?
Because she has a bad knee and she uses a cane. So for her, the elevator is...
Saying you're on the first floor. Why would you ever go to any other floor?
Oh, I don't. But my mom uses the elevator to come to the first... Oh, no. The first floor here is the first... It's like the second for you. We have a 0 and then first.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so
when you say first floor, you don't mean ground floor?
No, I mean the one above the ground floor. Yeah, I was confused. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, but my current apartment, and I have my own laundry. I mean, it's a small apartment, but I even have my own laundry little room with a washing machine and a dryer.
That's good.
And I have
those amenities.
And I have a toilet and a shower room, a separate shower room.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's convenient because if somebody wants to go to the bathroom, they don't have to, to the toilet, they don't need to wait for somebody to get out of the shower.
Right.
So that's good. Now I also have a terrace. Before I didn't.
Terrace is good. Do you get some nice snowy mountaintops?
No, because the floor upstairs has got their terrace over mine, so my terrace has a roof. I mean, it's not like a balcony. You know, it's open, but it's a big balcony where I have furniture, like a little...
No, but my question is, what do you see outside on your terrace?
Oh, it's not a beautiful view. I have 2 buildings. Buildings in front of me and the main road.
At least you can see the buildings on the road.
Yeah, and the main road that goes to Zurich.
You don't like to see the buildings on the road?
No, I would prefer to see a mountain, which is
I bet the guys at the top can see the mountains.
Yeah, but the flat in front of mine can see the mountain because
that's probably the best.
On the back of the building. Yeah,
you gotta knock on the door of that building and see if they got any openings that face the mountain.
Yeah, I actually have done that.
Don't forget, you're in capitalist Switzerland Central, right? It's all civil. They'll put it to a vote if they have to.
Oh yeah, like here when you want a flat, you have to go, and it's like an interview. You don't
100%. It's an interview.
The
You think they're just gonna lease to anyone?
No, but you don't choose the flat. The flat chooses you.
Of course.
You got like 100. You got like 100 people applying for the same flat.
Okay.
And depending on how good your application is, your income, and how they see you, and whatever they give you, they choose you for the flat.
That's right. You have to prove yourself, because like, why else would they let you live there?
Yeah, it's worse than looking for a job, looking for a flat here.
Okay, so do that. Get the flat next door. Hand them your resume. Be like, boom, you know I'm good. Think like an American. Come on, you're an American among Europeans.
Guatemalan among Europeans.
Guatemala is part of the Americans.
A European among Guatemalans.
Right. You're a Spanish, Austrian, Guatemalan, American, European, Swiss, and you want an apartment facing the mountains. See what you can do, my good man.
Actually, my previous flat is just 1 block away. So I made the move just like 1 block for 1 block. But in the other flat, I had like 360, because I had the whole attic. So from there, I could see the mountain with the cows, and you could hear the bells.
See, that's what you want. You're going to be in Switzerland. You want some cows and some mountaintops, 100%.
Yeah, you would hear the bells like cling, cling.
Right.
Cling, cling of the cows. It was amazing.
All the glory of the boring town that hasn't changed in millennia.
That's right. Roya.
Amazing, beautiful, boring towns.
Where's Roya? She raised her hand and then she left.
Hey?
Oh, there she is.
Sorry, I accidentally threw myself out.
We forgive you.
How are you, honey?
Good. I sneezed and then I left the room. It's like my function is messed up. I'm good, honey. What's going on, honey?
Oh my God, we've been talking about this one article of the IDF for 2 days.
Wow. I remember I was here when it started, the discussion. I was here.
Well, we just stopped talking about it like an hour ago.
We don't need to if you don't want. No, but don't do it on my expense. By no means. No need to.
Oh, no. I'm just saying that we stopped talking about it like an hour ago. Thank God.
Where's my baby boy, Daniel? Daniel June. Daniel.
He was climbing stairs.
Stop sexualizing me. No, I'm kidding.
That's not what you said last night.
Yeah, you love to be sexualized, Daniel.
It's literally his pride and joy in life.
Today, Emrose called him honey.
Not today. Sorry.
Today, Emrose called him honey, and he went like, "Please, don't call me that. I am not your honey. Stop sexualizing me."
You know why I said it, right?
Yeah, I know, because earlier, Daniel made a joke to her because she was quoting someone from X that she was confusing with Maxette. And she was saying, "Oh, well, Maxette, you have the exact same voice as this other guy." And Daniel is like, "Do you feel attracted to this guy?" And so Rose is like, "Please, Daniel, you know I am a married woman. I don't appreciate the sexual comments. I come here not to be sexualized, whatever." So afterwards, when she called him honey, he went off.
Well, no, she wrote me in private. She wrote me in private, like, I asked you guys, like in plural, in Hebrew she wrote, but like the plural, you, not to do it, and you kept on doing it. I'm like, you never asked me, and I asked you guys to not talk about my sexuality, and you keep on doing it, so stop talking about me being gay. She's like, I never spoke about it. Well, you never also, like, if we're talking in plurals, then plurals. And then I asked her, like, don't call me names. And then she came on stage and called me, I don't know what she called me, like, idiot or stupid, like, no, not idiot, but it was a bit more harsh.
Oh yeah, it was idiot.
Yeah, and then she apologized because she wanted to respect her wishes, but she doesn't like to respect others.
So,
but then she apologized at least.
I got into it with her. I got into it with her in Rodi's room this morning. With that, Rodi, yeah.
Say Rodi again.
Rodi.
Hoodies.
The persons also, that's like such a cute
Yeah, it's a cute.
Okay, so I was in Rudy's room, and then Emrose and Mariam were on the stage. Yep, there she is. She called me an alleged Iranian again. I've never done anything to this woman. Again, says I want to kill her kids. Again.
I miss Roddy.
Roddy came today to the room, but then
I know.
Emrose are beefing.
He came back like 2 days ago. I haven't seen him for a while.
All I have to say is that traitor, it takes one to know one, Emrose. It takes one to know one.
Ooh.
oh, that's what Diego does, like that.
Diego and I are somewhat similar.
I know, especially when it comes to movies.
Yes, in movies where
That is like you guys talking about.
frankly, I'd say he's far more committed to it than I am. I more just watched a lot when I was younger.
Yeah, but you both make a lot of reference to movies.
We know a lot of movies. Between the two of us, we could have a long conversation that's just movie quotes.
I've known that. I mean, every time the two of you are in a room and a movie is mentioned, like, you don't stop. Nobody can get it.
Yeah, that's why one of the reasons Diego and I get along so well.
Yeah, I like Diego. I mean, like, his problem is that his hate toward. I don't even think it's a hate. I think
No, he enjoys being an edgelord against Jews.
Exactly, but I don't think he hates them. It's just
No, he enjoys poking them with a fork.
Yeah, he loves the shit stirring. Now, Tim, I think he does hate.
Tim, I think, hates most things.
Yeah, that's also a clear.
Right?
That's also a fair point.
Slow down. Women, gays, British, Americans, people, Jews, definitely, Muslims.
He's a really sick person.
I think he hates atheists too.
But he also hates religion. I mean,
Probably yes. Yeah. Meaning, what I'm saying is that Mr. Anderson has a lot of space in his heart to hate most anyone. I don't take his hatred of the Jews very personally at all, really.
well, the thing is that with Tim is when you manage to go past beyond all that kind of like perceived anger or toxicity or whatever you want to call it, he's actually a sweet guy.
I forgot black people. That's top of his list. Meaning, he's got the hate to dish out anyone that happens to, in his mind, offend him. He's just a crazy person. He has other thoughts too.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Like, he is really kind to me. But when it comes to the Jews, like, there is nothing that can stop his brain from going to dark places.
Tim is really sick. He's really sick.
His mind goes to dark places. It's just what he thinks about the Jews. But he thinks that about everyone. He'd say it about black people and about women.
Anything, really. But that's what I'm saying. That's his personality. He's just like there was a character,
you know,
I don't know, but there was a character that is always like grumpy. I don't remember.
Grumpy
cat. Grumpy Tim.
No, he's too angry for that. He's not just grumpy. That's what I'm saying. He's like a hateful guy. It's not such a bad thing. There's a lot of hateful people. He at least, I think, is hateful in a somewhat fair-minded way. And that he dishes it out to everyone that he feels has slighted him.
Yeah, but I think that Diego doesn't hate, you know?
Diego doesn't. No. He's bemused. He finds it funny.
Yeah, he likes to manipulate people for the sake of his own humor and enjoyment. That's the thing about Diego. And Randy is a troll, but within his trolling, he says what he really thinks about people.
Right. Not that similar from Tim.
But he doesn't, in a non-bitter way. It does it in a...
No, I'd say they're both doing pretty much the same thing. Different volumes.
Randy, Rabbi.
Yeah, like the app is infested with Jew haters. And
no, it's not their
world, Daniel, the world.
No, I'm saying their essence is not hatred of Jews. Their essence is hatred. And then they label some people to hate.
No, but I listen sometimes to Tim, even like on other rules, it has a specific obsession with Jews. So that the people in Amir's room, the so-called
propaganda. Those are more popular people to hate than like that guy that pissed me off at the post office.
Who?
And I don't understand
exactly who. What? He wasn't Jewish. No news.
What did he say to you?
He just angered me.
But what happened? Tell us.
Nothing. I made him up.
Well, my ex is also like more, closer in character to Tim.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But dumber.
Oh, wow.
Dumb.
I hope this is handsome.
He's not bad looking. He just has like No, he's actually not bad looking, but he's got a shitty attitude, so it makes him look ugly. You know, when you are always like so pissed off and so like envious and jealous of other people or angry at other people, you reflect that in your face. It kind of like gives you an attitude, even the way you walk and the way, your body language. Like,
have you ever heard of The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde?
No.
All right, so he wrote kind of a fantasy horror story of wealthy debonair, whatever, going out and partying, getting drunk at home, but he had money to support him, so he had like a nice place and, maids taking care of the place. And then he gets a portrait made of him, and it looks like him, young and healthy and whatever, and he suddenly hates the painting because it'll look like that forever, and he's going to get very, very old. And then that's the deal with the devil. He never gets older. He seemingly looks young and healthy forever. And then that's the story.
That sounds like what I'm describing.
You should read the story. It's a good story.
What is it called again?
It's called The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Gray.
It reads like a Victorian Twilight Zone episode.
Dorian Gray. Is it a short story or is it a book?
No, it's a novel.
Okay, so I have to buy it.
It takes a long time to see the effects of his non-aging.
Okay, got it. I'm gonna put it in my... It is from Oscar Wilde.
Yep, that's the one.
I'm gonna put it in my basket. Is Caleb there?
Well.
There. Is he with us? Yeah, but is he with us?
That's good.
Because he's been quiet lately.
So quiet? Maybe he doesn't have anything to say.
He always has something to say. Always. Just like you and me, or Maxab, we always have something to say.
I'm trying to be short.
You don't.
And concise. No, I do. I can sometimes say one word. Oh, talking about Big Mike, my friend is here. When you did this Big Mike thing, I was thinking about my friend, the trash bag.
Yeah, he doesn't need a mic. You might be concise, but maybe you should try to be less loud.
Well, depends on my mic.
Because but already your mic is very clear and it comes super clear like Maxab. So imagine if Maxab started yelling, and not only yelling, but you would put your microphone like this. It would drive us all crazy.
I hate to fight for the mic.
That's like Adams. Dr. Adams.
too.
Do you know Dr. Adams?
No. Oh, yeah. Adams. Here on Clubhouse.
Dr. Adams, he says, you're not going to come off like then come
Oh my God! Stop. My friend also does that all the time when people are interrupting.
That's true.
And he also chimes in all the time.
That's right.
And Mike said with his with his interventions, yes, exactly that. Da-da-da.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
I just want everyone to see how much we agree. Right.
I want to tell you that it really helps. Not.
Yeah. And the same Norm. And it's like, I don't need your help, Norm. I want to help you. I'm like, just shut up. No, but oh God, and then the whole conversation, it's just like it goes somewhere else, and my thought also goes with it. It was a good room. It was a good conversation. I liked it. I'm happy with it. And I feel like that Emrose and Buttercup have been able to integrate into the conversation. I think they're doing better than at the beginning. I mean, within the dynamic of our group. Emrose and Buttercup. I think today Maxette had a very good exchange with Buttercup. When we started with the whole news thing this morning, he was asking the right questions and she was willing to answer, and people were listening to what she was saying, so she felt heard. It was good. We need to look for another topic. We cannot talk a third day about the news. Do you observe Shabbat tomorrow, Maxine?
Today.
Well, today/tomorrow. Oh, he left. What did Emerald say in the chat? Oh, fuck. I hate this. I never called Roya a traitor. That would be impossible since you can't be a traitor if you are not part of the people.
I thought you were trying to say.
Okay. Commercial break.
No, Daniel.
Oh, we have a commercial break.
No.
Yeah, Daniel finished having. Did you leave before because Daniel was having sex?
That's what you said to me. I ran away.
Yeah. You just need to wait 1 minute and I'll be done.
It was a quickie.
No, it's my commercial break. I can do whatever I want, Daniel.
You don't like the sex? Really, you don't like the sex ideology? You bought? You have premium? Why do you have premium?
Yeah. Why are you paying Clubhouse Plus, Riri?
For what feature? What made you upgrade?
Riri, you're muted.
Who's in your PTR? Our president's wife? Who is this in your PTR, Riri? She looks like our president's wife.
I don't know, but she doesn't want her commercial break. Riri, you're muted. We cannot hear anything you're saying.
That's good. That's okay. Continue talking.
It's a perfect commercial break. Those were also funny rooms.
So we cannot call Ambrose also a traitor because she's not part of the people. Okay.
Ooh.
Because people call her a traitor, but she's not.
Let me screenshot this comment. Yeah.
I use the same standard of hers, you know. I like to keep equal standards.
Like doing kind of like mirroring her standards to see how she reacts.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a good tactic to prove her point.
This is like Buttercup told people that I said that we should kill all Gazans or something like this, okay? And I said, I never said it. Yeah, but you know, this is what I understood. Yeah. And then I took a screenshot of her saying, like, please don't put words in my mouth. And then I made it into a PTR. And every time that she kind of puts words in my mouth, I change to this PTR of her asking people not to put words in her mouth.
The problem with the PTRs is that you have to refresh, you know, because otherwise you don't see it.
So I live in Ankara for I live quietly and come back immediately, and then it refreshes.
Yeah, then that works. Well, today Emrose accepted that somebody was right and she was wrong, and then Buttercup also accepted the claim of the idea of distancing themselves from yesterday's claim.
Hold on. She said that it will ruin the credibility of the award winning if they will say that it wasn't wrong, it will never work again, yada yada yada, and it happened.
Oh.
Is it still working? Because I heard her say it, like, you know, right? She said it. That if it will be wrong, it's like it will never work again, yada, and everybody told her, no, this is not how it works. And the way that it works is that people are already basically it's like how this game called like a broken phone, you know this? I don't know how it's called in English. So you give a message and then each one passes it, but it changes a bit.
Broken phone.
And now basically they're saying the IDF like confirmed from like it can't change, everybody changes a bit, and now it's they officially confirmed the numbers. I already got people saying it to me, like the IDF officially confirmed it.
Oh, really? Or you already got other people saying it to you?
Yeah, like on Twitter.
Oh, you have a Twitter?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's secret.
It's secret.
Can you follow my child?
But he's naked in his Twitter. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, stop it. I don't like fiction, so yeah. Stop.
Riri, you didn't answer our question.
No, please be nice to me.
No, Riri, we're being nice to you. You didn't answer our question.
And I'm naked only from the neck up.
No, he's gay. He's gay.
But you didn't listen. He's naked from the neck up.
But he should do that in his own privacy. Why? Oh my God.
No, even out in the street, I go like this.
Yeah, with his naked.
But why? You want me to leave your room?
No, Riri, you're not listening.
No, you want me to leave?
No, Riri, we don't want you to leave, but just listen. What is the neck up? You're also naked from your neck up, Riri.
Yes, that's faith. Yes, I agree. I love you. Thank you.
Well, unless you have a hijab and a scarf, but I don't.
I do. Sometimes I do.
Sometimes, yeah,
Do you use a hijab, Riri?
Yeah, I do because of my buff. Yeah.
What do you use it for?
No, I don't do that. I use it for Stop it.
Do you use black?
Even though I drink privately.
No, but she's Jewish.
Do you use colors? Do you use black?
No, I use colors. I like colors.
Black goes with everything.
And do
but you're Jewish. Why do you wear hijab?
My Abba.
Yeah, because her father is Muslim.
Yeah, but her mother is Jewish and her grandmother is Jewish.
Yeah, but if you marry a Muslim, that's who rules.
Yes, her ethnicity is Jewish. Her religion is Muslim.
I'm proud of it.
So, do you every day you use a hijab?
Maya does. Maya do as well.
No, but you always use it when you go out?
Yeah. When I'm going with my Abba. It's okay.
It's not Just so you know, Abba is father.
But
Yeah, I know.
does that? I'm sorry, English.
Yeah, I know. Ima.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ima. I know this because the Jesus series, you know, he calls him. Well, they're always calling Abba and Ima.
What is it?
You should watch this Jesus series because it's a very
Can you
Jewish
show me?
Jesus
Can you show me, please?
Yeah, it's called The Chosen. Look for it on Netflix.
Where are you from? You're from you're from Spain, right?
Guatemala.
Monaco.
It's a real place. I also thought that it was just like that
Have you been there? Have you been there?
From the shithole Guatemala.
No, don't say that. I think it's
No, I'm not saying that. Daniel said that.
No one would say it.
No,
It's not.
No, but it must be something. No, it must be beautiful in her.
Yeah, no one would say that because it's not true. That it's
You know where I'm from? I'm from a place called Somaliland.
You are?
Yeah, my Abba's from Somaliland.
Oh, you're the good type of Somali then.
No, my Abba is from Somaliland.
But Somaliland is the good type of Somalis.
No, they have links with Yemen. Yemen's like around Arabia, which is Iraq, Iran, like my family is like Somaliland is like next to that area. If you look at it, across the boat, if you take a boat from Somaliland, you want to go to Yemen, it's like that, like an hour, like France and England. And then like the same family.
Welcome everyone.
What?
Welcome, Keegan. Welcoming us.
Okay.
Germany is welcoming us.
Can you follow? I know you have a Twitter, my darling. No.
Daniel, did you see a Twitter account I sent you? The one that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what I if I want to use my voice, then I will be recognized. So I need to have like
Can you follow my charity, please? I love you.
Okay.
I love you too.
You've been using it because you reviewed it 6 days ago, and I was like, how did you not remember?
No, I wanted like I have another one.
Wait, just wait. I'm gonna start pressing soon.
It's in plural or in singular? White man or white men? Man or white men?
White man army.
Okay, let me look for it.
And you haven't like used it for months.
Okay. Can you follow? I send you an audience.
I'm just saying to follow me, Daniel. If you don't want to, you don't need to. I don't know why you're getting mad about my account. I'm just saying if you want to follow it.
It's not mad. I'm raging.
You are. You're raging against the machine. I'll follow.
It says no results for White Man Army.
White Man Army? What are you talking about? No results. White Man Army.
No,
I said
John Kitover just followed me.
White Man Army.
Army. What does that mean? White Army.
Oh my God! I'm gonna post it on my PTR so you see what my Twitter says.
I will give you all the
What does that mean? White Man Army, for God's sake. What does that mean?
It means I'm a white man and I got an army.
So where are you from as a white man?
PTR. Kinga, PTR.
Where are you from? Where are you from as a white man?
Well, I said white man and not men.
You're white.
You're little stupid immigrant, okay?
White men.
Man, singular.
Oh, but that's why I said man or men. I said singular.
And I said man. I said singular. He might be closeted. We don't know. But
When you're Italian and you claim to be Irish, because I've been to Ireland, Irish don't like him. Irish will never claim him.
I don't think he claims to be Irish.
Because my dad's half Irish, half Mexican. My mother's Italian.
Daniel.
Italian, nobody cares about Italians, but Irish, I don't think Irish.
You really know a lot about Nick Fuentes.
Daniel, going to Keegan's PTR and swipe to the.
Let me
let me set it as my profile picture.
Okay, can you follow me back as well? Norman.
Did you see that, Norm?
Who is this?
Norm.
It's a Normo.
It's Goblin.
What's that now?
Are you Irish now?
PTR.
Oh, he showed me before. I don't know. I think he has a crush on me.
Everybody.
Oy vey.
I need to go take a shower.
Why do you think that is?
No,
I hope that
why
you.
do you like black?
You're just obsessed with Israel, aren't you? You're just obsessed
Yes,
with the
I
Jews.
am.
Not at all.
I can't. Well,
You're obsessed with the Jews.
Which movie? It's
Are you gonna come back?
What's
Are you
that?
coming back?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm just not speaking.
Oh, okay.
You listen. You listen in the shower?
He will be listening while he's naked, rubbing his parts in the shower.
You're very naughty. I hate you so much.
How do you hear in the shower? The water makes it too loud for me.
Yeah, I also bring you guys to the shower.
Do you put it on a speaker? I mean, what, you can leave it right outside the shower?
No, I leave it inside of the shower. I put it where the towels go.
I have Alexa in my shower also, and it's a
Play
loudspeaker.
this song, play.
But you have a waterproof Alexa, Daniel?
No, it's not in the shower with me. It's in the room, honey.
Right. So you
No,
have to
for me, it's in the shower with me, but it's like, the bars of the towels that are in front of the shower,
Yes.
but still in the shower environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I place my phone there, and then I can hear it very clearly while I'm taking a shower.
Wow.
Can you follow my Twitter, Charity?
Can you put your link to your Twitter on the chat, and we will.
I did. Look. Did I get really look?
Oh, I see it. Okay, we're gonna
Please
follow.
please support me. Follow.
No, this is not you. This is IFE, Social Development.
Yes.
That's you?
Yeah.
You're IFE Social Development?
I work with them, yeah. Good people.
No. Is this you or is this someone else? Really?
Yeah.
Which one is your Twitter account?
My personal one.
What? What's going on with that?
No, can you hear me now? That's the Twitter, yes. Social development, yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
And do you have a personal one?
Yeah.
Well, you should share that one with us. So we can follow you.
My personal one is really bad. Really.
Oh my God, got like a lot of follows from a lot of John Kitover's accounts.
Norman, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good.
Have you seen all the videos of me and John Kitover?
I'm trying to see if this movie Train Streams is good.
Would you like to see some videos of me and John Kitover?
No.
Are they AI?
Yes, I do.
There's nothing
They might
about
be.
you that I find interesting.
Wow. Are you beefing with my friend?
Is Norm beefing with me?
I don't know. I'm asking
No.
that.
Wait, Norm, what did you say? Is he beefing?
Beefing? Beefing? I thought you were Keegan.
I think Norm doesn't like me.
No,
No,
You're annoying. You're annoying. You're annoying and needy and weird.
Many people think that you are annoying and needy and weird.
No,
They might
I don't
think that you're
I'm needy and
projecting
weird.
and that all communication is a
They
form of
think that
projection.
I'm annoying. They don't think I'm needy.
Yeah,
and weird.
that's true.
Okay,
He's annoying
please.
but not needy, and you're needy.
Well, I need you to look in the chat where I posted a link. I posted a link of myself. and
Okay, I'm
John
just
Kitover.
clicking on the link. Oh my God. Who did this? Diego?
No, I didn't.
So gay. Is
I
John?
just said annoying, dirty, weird, and gay.
It made us both look fat.
But no one, you have to be kind to others. Be kind.
No, I know.
Did you show this to Diego?
Not yet.
Who needs to be kind to who?